I'm gonna show you a cybersecurity project that's gonna help you land your first cybersecurity job right now. Look, I've been there, getting rejected one after another. It sucks, I know it, but trust me, when I added this project to my CV, I started to see some results. I got 3 job interviews, and all 3 gave me a job offer this summer, literally this summer. I'm sharing my personal experience with you so I can help you to stand out of thousands of candidates for these limited jobs. This project that I'm going to help you to build going to show the hiring manager how skilled you are and how much knowledge you have inside of cybersecurity. And I guarantee you're going to stand out and you're going to receive your interview. If I want to give you a quick explanation of what this project is about, it's going to be about analyzing threats and finding out how an attack happened into a network. This project is specifically good for SOC analyst jobs. But why SOC analyst? Because if you want to break into cybersecurity, the best job that you can land is SOC analyst. It's a good entry job with a good payroll, and you also gain access to loads of different tools that are going to help you build a lot of experience. Also, the future of this job is very broad. If you want to stick to SOC analyst, you can become to a cybersecurity manager in a couple of years. Or if you're trying to go to more fun roles like pen testing, this can be the foundation for it. So let's stop chatting and start doing the work. All right, the tool that we want to use is basically called Splunk. What is a Splunk? Splunk is a SIEM tool. But what is a SIEM tool? SIEM tool is basically a tool that all of the organization use in cybersecurity. It basically allows you to investigate the logs and the traffic happening inside of your network. And if you want a job in cybersecurity, you definitely need to have some experience with this tool. But why we are using Splunk? Because everyone uses it. So how are we gonna install it? We're gonna go to Splunk website. We're just gonna Google it. I'll also put it in the description as well. When the website comes up, all we're gonna do, we're gonna go to trials and download. And if you scroll down, we wanna choose the option Splunk Enterprise. You start the free trial. It gives you about 2 months of free trial, which will be more than enough to create a few projects in Splunk. And if you run out of it, you can just always come and make another account with another email. So when you select the Splunk Enterprise, you're gonna get a page like this, which is create an account to start download. You're just gonna put an email in there, you put a password in there. Also, you put your first name, last name, job title, phone number, company, and also your postal code as well, or zip code if you're in America. Then you're gonna agree to all of these terms and conditions, and you're just gonna create your account and you're gonna log into your account. I'm not gonna do it because I already have an account. So after you logged into your account, you have this option to download it on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. For our project, we're gonna use Linux virtual machine. So we're gonna choose Linux, and for Kali Linux and Ubuntu, we use the .deb version. All we're gonna do, we're gonna select copy wget link, and we're gonna copy this link, and then we open our virtual machine, we open a terminal, and we paste that command here. We press enter. After we download it, it's like a zip file. We have to unpackage it. I'm just gonna ls to see if this is in this folder. You have to be in the same folder so you'll be able to unpackage it. As we can see, it's here. For unpackaging this package, which is compressed, we're going to use sudo dpkg-i, and we're going to add the .dbe file after that. When we click that, it's going to get unpackaged and we can start using that. I'm not going to do it because I already have it. So if we want to run it, we have to run it from the folder that it's installed in. We cannot just write Splunk and it's going to start running. It's not going to work like that. The folder that it's installed in is /opt/splunk/bin/splunk, and we use the start command. It's going to start the Splunk web UI for us. But if it's your first time, it's going to make you read some terms and conditions. You just have to press a space to read it all and accept it by pressing Y. And you also need to set a username and a password for login as well. Just put the username admin and the password 123456. And after that is done, it's going to run the web UI of the Splunk for you. All you need to do, you're just going to copy this and paste it in your browser and you can gain access to that. Or the simplest way is just hold control and click on it, and there we have it. Put the username that you set and the password that you set. Just put it something simple because you only have access to that. It's basically locally on your machine, isn't it? There we have it. Now we got a functional SIEM tool running on our machine. So when we first run the Splunk, we don't have any data. We have no logs that we can investigate. I put some logs in my Telegram channel that you can go download and add it to Splunk so you can investigate it as well. Before we adding the data, we have to create an index to put our logs under that index, so it would be easier to find it. For adding an index, we go to setting, then we scroll down till we find indexes down here, and over here we click on new index, and we're going to give it a name. For this specific project, I'm going to select Honeypot because these logs came from a Honeypot server, and I leave the rest of the setting as it is, and I click save, and I can see here that my index has been created, Honeypot, and is active. So now I need to add my data to Splunk. All I'm going to do, I'm going to go to setting again. I'm gonna press on add data. I'm gonna choose the option monitor, and I'm gonna go to file and directories. And here I need to give it the path where I saved the log files. So I'm just gonna click on browse. Mine is gonna be in home directory, in Kali directory, and in downloads. So the directory that I'm gonna choose is gonna be logs. This is where I saved all of my logs. So I'm gonna select it and click select, and I press next. In the next page, we're gonna scroll down. We're gonna go to index section, and we change default to the index that we created earlier, which is Honeypot. And we're gonna press review. All looks good. We're gonna press submit. It's done, successfully created. So the log files is now added to Splunk, and now we can start our investigation. To show you how we can start our investigation, if this is the main page, all you're gonna do, you have to go to search and reporting. This is where we can find the logs. We're gonna press on that. After we came here, one important thing that we need to do, we have to change the time range. It's gonna show you the last 24 hours, which is useless because these logs are old. So we're going to press on that, and we're going to choose all time. And if we press on search, it's not going to show us anything because we haven't added any search filter here. To find our index, we're going to write index equal honeypot. And if I press enter, I can see that I've got 47,000 events. This is all the logs that happen in that time in the Honeypot server. So let's start doing our investigation now. This is the fun part. Make sure that you take a note of this because we're gonna use that in our report. I'm just gonna open a notepad, and I'm gonna write number of events 47,536. Now I want to show how many log files are inside of this specific index. All I'm going to do, I'm going to use pipe stats count source type, and I'm going to use another pipe. I'm going to sort it by dash count. Dash count basically reverses the number of count and brings the one that have more event to the top. I'm just gonna press enter. Yeah, I had a mistypo. I have to add by here. There we go. So we got different type of log files here that we're going to investigate. And the most important one are this connection log file and HTTP log file and DNS. We're going to go over these because we can gather loads of information out of this. We can also see the number of logs over here, how many events are there. So we're going to take a screenshot of this so we can add it to our report. After that, we're going to go to the connection log files, and we look for the IP addresses that had loads of noise. They created loads of noise. They try to scan different ports so we can put them in our naughty list. Let's do that now. What we're going to do, we're going to get rid of these, and we're going to add source type equal to con because we want to go to the connection log file, and we're going to use pipe. We're going to use the stats count by ID orig underscore h. That's basically going to list the IP addresses. And we're going to use pipe again, and we're going to sort it by a dash count. So we see the highest number first. And we're also going to use head 20. Head 20 basically shows the top 20 results. And we're going to press enter. Interesting. We see a few IP addresses that had loads of connection going on them. This can possibly tell me that they've been trying to do a type of port scanning, because who needs 4,000 connection attempts? Also, these are look a bit suspicious as well. I'm gonna write them down in my naughty list so we can investigate them further. Let's put them in the list. There we go. Now they are all here. That's great. We're finding some clues slowly. The next thing I want to do, I want to see which destination port has been hit the most inside of this server. That basically can tell us which ports these attackers are trying to aim for. So how we can do this, we're basically going to keep everything the same, but we're just going to change this section, RESP underscore P, which is stand for port. And there we go. We can see the highest number of hits been on the port 443, which is stand for HTTPS, and then we get port 80, which is HTTP. We get port 22, which is for SSH. SSH is a secure shell. This is actually a bit suspicious. Why someone is trying to connect to the secure shell? That basically means they've been trying to create a remote access to the server. Also, they have been hit the telnet port as well. Again, HTTP port and the rest of the port. Let's take a screenshot of this as well so we can add it to our report. One thing I forgot, I think we didn't take picture of these. Let's take a screenshot of this as well, because this looks really important, doesn't it? So now let's see what IP addresses was trying to hit these different ports. We're also going to see how many times they've been trying to hit this port. So that's going to help us to see if someone is trying to do a port scan or their action looks like a spam. They keep trying to hit this port so they can finally be able to connect to it. We're going to come here. We're going to add ID underscore orange underscore H and a space, and we press enter, and here we go. We have this certain IP address hitting port 8080, which is a HTTP port, 446 times. This can be suspicious and cannot be suspicious because it's a server, isn't it? Its job is receiving requests from IP addresses from different clients. I'm gonna take a note of it and put it in the naughty list for now, but we're gonna investigate it further to see if this is actually malicious or not. But I'm having two IP addresses hitting SSH port. This one 200 times, this one 190 times. These guys are definitely gonna go to the naughty list because I want to investigate them further. Another interesting port that we have here is port 389, which is for LDAP. But you might say, what is LDAP? LDAP is basically a protocol that used by internal staff to manage the username. It's basically working like this to find out which user belongs to which account. So it's kind of reveals some sensitive information. So it contains some type of sensitive information. This is not a good sign that this IP address hit this LDAP port 120 times. So I'm definitely going to add them to the list as well. First, let's make sure that we're not going to forget our screenshot for the report. After that, we're going to add them to the list. There we go. And we're going to continue with our investigation. So what I want to do now, I want to see if I can finally approve if any of these IP addresses was performing an automated port scan. And how I'm going to do this, I'm going to add this filter. We're going to make it stats, DC, ID res port as unique ports count by ID, and I'm gonna pipe it to sort by unique ports, and I'm gonna pipe it to show me the top 20 results. Let's see what we got. We got this IP address. We had this beautiful here again. What this actually tell me is that the same IP address that we were suspecting that it might have done a port scanning, we can now prove that it has actually done it because it hit 4,900 unique ports. No actual user gonna do that. No client gonna go trying to find out what ports are open on your server and not. So we're gonna give 1 star to this IP address. That means it's now getting closer to be an actual malicious IP address. Also, I have these 2 IP addresses here as well. I'm gonna give them both another star too. I'm not 100% sure that these are actually malicious IPs or not. We just giving them 1 star. If they get 3 stars, that is the messed up situation. Well, now they have 1 star, okay? I think I only see these 3 IPs for now. Oh no, I actually see this IP as well. So I'm gonna give this one another star. Okay, here where it gets interesting. This IP was one of the most suspicious IP addresses. Let's confirm if this is actually malicious or not. So I'm using this command. I'm saying look into the index of Honeypot, the log file of connections, and look at the specific IP address of our top suspect, and I pipe it to a table that shows me the time, UID, the IP address, the port, and also the receiver IP and the receiver port. And I'm gonna sort it by time as well. Let's press enter and see what we get. Okay, look, this is interesting. Look at this. Look at the timestamp here. We can see that 9 p.m., 22 minutes, 18 seconds. But look at other packets, 18 second, 18 second, 18. Then it comes 19, 19, 19, 19. If I go to other pages as well, 19, 20, 20. So in a matter of seconds, we can see that loads of packets from different ports, as we can see here, it's sending to other destination ports. we can see that there's 4,900 packets are getting sent. This is not a thing that a human can do. This is most probably a bot that is doing an automated port scanning. So now it's confirmed that this IP is trying to do a port scan. Also look at the connection stat. We can see it's S0. S0 means that the connection hasn't been completed. Why they're doing that? They're dropping the connection halfway through to avoid detection. They don't want the security alerts pick them up. So they're not completing the three-way handshake. They drop it in the midway so they avoid detection. Let's bring back the naughty list. Give this guy another star. And I want to give it the final shot. I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to go to VirusTotal. I'm going to give the IP to VirusTotal. Let's see what we get. There we go. Malicious. It's a malware. Great. Thank you for that. And that was the final shot for this guy. Let's not forget to take our screenshots because I think I am forgetting my screenshots again. Let's take a screenshot of that. That is actually a proof for us. Let's take a screenshot of this to confirm the final shot. And that's it. Our job with this IP address is done. Now let's do the same thing for the rest of the IP address. We're going to repeat the same procedure for the rest of them. All we need to do, we just copy the IP address and we just replace the IP origin. Gonna paste it here. Okay, this is happening in seconds as well. Let's give it to VirusTotal. This actually came out as clean. So that might actually not be a malicious IP address because VirusTotal cannot find it. Let's try the other IP address now. This IP address came as clean as well. Let's try next one. That one is clean as well. So this free IP address came as clean. So we're not going to give them any more star. Let's just continue. Let's give this one now. And there we go. This is malicious. That's a straight 3-star for this guy. Also, we're gonna try this IP, and that's a straight 3-star as well. I ran the same thing in VirusTotal for these IP addresses, and they all came as malicious. That's completely confirmed that all of these IP addresses with 3-star are malicious. Make sure that you take a screenshot of each of these scans in VirusTotal so we can add to the report, and it's evidence, isn't it? We cannot look into the other logs because these were connection logs, isn't it? They are not going to be in any other different logs. So that's the only way that we can approve these are malicious or not. But now let's move to a different log file. We want to go to the HTTP log file, which is the most interesting one. This is where the game gets serious. First thing I want to do, I want to just add HTTP-2 and I'll pipe it stats count, and if we press enter, we can see that we got 1929 HTTP log files. Let's just write this down. I want to just list a few of this HTTP requests so I can look into them, see if I can catch anything by just looking at to the raw data. But how are we going to do this? We want to add a table. We're going to do underscore. We want to add time. We want to add the raw data and we're going to pipe it. I want to see the top 50 results. Let's see what we get. Just going to go to the events so I can look closer into that. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that. Look at this. We got a Gendy attempt. This is a log4 shell. This is a payload. Look at this. This is a base 64 payload. And it's trying different method to avoid detection and avoid the filtering. So log4 shell was a vulnerability that would allow the attacker to make, let's say, a server to get connected to the attacker malicious server. And then they will be able to run a malicious command on your server through their server because this both server got connected to each other and they can communicate with each other. So this guy is looking for executing this log4 shell vulnerability. So that actually give me an idea. Let me just look for the Gendy keyword in this logs and see if any other IP was trying to do the same thing. So we're just going to get rid of this. We're going to do a double quote Gendy. And we get 17 events. So one IP address is this. Another one that is doing the same thing is this IP address. We got another IP address doing the same thing. They're using the different method of Gendy. They're trying to change the payload so maybe they bypass any filtering that it's in the server. We got loads of IP addresses. Oh my God, they're doing the same thing. Look at that. How many IP addresses is there? So let's take a screenshot of this and the previous page as well. I'm keep forgetting to take taking screenshots. What's wrong with me tonight? I found 9 IP addresses trying to exploit the same vulnerability, and they're all getting straight free stores because this is basically a payload, isn't it? So we don't even need to look them up. They're definitely going to come out as malicious. I'm not even going to waste any time. Let's move forward. Let's see if we can find more things. The next thing I want to look for, I want to go continue on these keywords and trying to see if we can find valuable information based on keywords. Some keywords that I'm looking for are commands that download files from internet, like wget. If you have used Kali Linux, you know that wget download files from internet. Also, another one is curl. Let's add curl as well. I also want to include the temporary folder in this search as well, because most of the time when an attacker is like doing something dodgy on your system, they do this stuff in a temporary directory to avoid detection, and also they know that if the system get rebooted, the temporary files automatically get removed. So this is one of the files that they most likely gonna be there if they gain access to the server. And I also want to include shell as well to see if any shell command was going on as well. And I'm gonna pipe it. I want a table, time raw. Let's see what we get out of this. I can come to see the times here, but I can already see what is going on. Look at this. This is directory travel. So let's go to the events. Let's see what is actually happening. So straight away, I've got a payload here. This IP address is trying to create a reverse shell to this certain IP address. I wonder if this IP address comes as malicious or not. Let's just give it a try. Well, of course it's gonna come out as malicious. Just take a picture of this, don't forget that. So it's trying to connect to this server, and all of these are happening in the temporary file. And at the end, it's getting rid of it, so it avoid detection. But as we can see, it gets the code 400 bad request. That means this didn't work out for it. Okay, I found a very interesting thing as well. Look at here. This basically, look at this command. It removed everything was inside of the temporary file. They do that to make sure that they either want to wipe out the previous malicious activity, or they just don't want anything interrupt their work, any file that is in there, so they interrupt their work. After that, they use the wget command. They went to this certain website and they found mozy.m. Mozy is a type of malware that target routers and other smart devices. So when a machine get infected by Mozy, the attacker used that machine to add it to its bot army, so they can use it in like the same scenario that we had earlier, like that IP address that was doing automatic port scanning. They kind of turn your machine into a zombie, so they can use it for port scanning, they can use it for DDoS attack and stuff like that. And they can also spread malware to other machines using your computer without even you knowing. It downloaded Mozy, and what happened after that? We go, this happened at 9:23 at 6 seconds. We go a little up and we see at 50 seconds, we have a change directory to temporary file. It removes everything again. Again, it's trying to download Mozy from this malicious server. And what it does, it's trying to give it some privileges. It's trying to change its format. It's trying to make it readable, writable, and executable. They need it to be executable so they can execute it. After that, it's trying to run it. It's trying to run the Mozy botnet. Let's take a screenshot of this as well. This is a very valuable piece of information. Let's bring the naughty list as well, and we add them into the naughty list too. So we found these 2 IP addresses doing the Mozy botnet attack. You know, the crazy part is I just checked these IP addresses in VirusTotal and they come out as clean. So that means that you can always trust VirusTotal as well, because this was obviously a payload execution. You can clearly see. But sometimes they, as I said, they use new IP addresses, so it's not still added to any antiviruses, so it cannot detect it. I believe that we got very valuable information here. There is loads of different type of attacks as well, but these ones was the most important ones. Now let's make a report of this. I'm just going to show you a template of how you have to organize it, how you're going to title it, and what information you need to include in that report to actually make it valuable. You're just going to title it, you give your name, make sure you have a table of content, you got to cover all of these titles that I'm giving you here, because these are the sections that we work. This is a very complete project. So if a hiring manager see this, they're gonna love you. The format is gonna be, you just have an incident overview and you're just gonna get security finding. Then we just have to like explain each step and we add those screenshots that are relevant to those steps as well. Also include the commands that you use to filter those data out as well. Like you can see here that I added these pictures that was relevant so they can get it, understand them better. Visuals are really important. It's going to help a lot. It makes sure your report stand out. Also, make sure that you have a section that called recommended SOC actions, or you can name it anything else like remediation methods or recommended improvements. And in that section, just Google some stuff so how you can prevent this specific type of attacks in the future. Okay, something that people in the industry really like is meter attack mapping. Have this section inside of your incident report as well. And each of this step that we found out, just find the relevant meter attack to the specific malicious activity, okay? That's gonna show them that you're familiar to meter attack framework, which is a very popular framework. Also at the end, what I recommend, what I highly recommend is you have two type of summary. You have a technical summary and you have a management summary. The technical summary, you have to keep it very technical. Use technical words. This is for the technical team that they can read it. Management summary, it needs to be more like for a manager. You have to avoid anything that talks about technical. You only need to talk about the impact on the industry and what was the outcome, how did it happen, and stuff like that. This is for the manager of the organization. Instead of they going through all of the steps to just come and read this summary. And after you finish that, we are thinking that we are adding this to GitHub, okay? I recommend that you add a README file to your GitHub as well. And the README file can be, you can get it from ChatGPT or anything, but it can be something like this, okay? Just give it to ChatGPT. When you finish your report, give the Word document to ChatGPT and ask it to write you a README file. And just add it to your GitHub and you're good to go. There you have it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was a long video, I know, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to help you to stand out. It helped me. I'm pretty sure that it's gonna help you as well. Make sure you go to my Telegram channel and download those files and start doing your project. If this content was useful for you, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because I'm gonna make more cybersecurity projects in the future. Also, if you got any questions for me, drop it down in the comment section. Thanks for watching again, and I see you in the next video.